like, we had our seatbelts on. He says, no, she doesn't have. I said, when you pulled us over, you woke up my daughter, and so she reached over, and then he was talking about writing us up for not having her in a car seat, and I'm like, are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah, it's like we're in a stopped vehicle. There's nothing wrong with.
Yeah. Yeah, you pulled us over, and night she was sleeping. You woke her up. She started crying. My Anna got out of her seat to take care of her. Okay.
Yeah, and it's like, and at that point you're parked. It's like there's nothing wrong with not wearing a seatbelt and you're parked.
Yeah, I was like, are you? I mean, are you that much of an asshole? Is what I'm thinking. But it's like, are you that much of an asshole? And see,
it's like, yes, he is.
Is that the one I got out? But yeah, I've gotten out of a few tickets and everything. But yeah, that one, I actually went down to the courthouse to challenge that one. I actually took the day off, drove all the way back to Arizona to challenge that fucking ticket.
Yeah, it's like he picked you because you're out of state, I bet. Because not many people want to drive back to a different state and challenge the ticket.
Exactly. But I'm sure the other vehicles, at least some of them had to be, but they were all close together. And that would be the other thing. How do you pull over the one in front with the other 3 or 4 behind it?
Yeah, so you were at the tail end, so it's like, okay.
Yeah.
This one's easy to catch.
And I was about a half mile or so, a mile behind it. So when we came around the corner, I didn't see any of them, but yeah, I've gotten out of some tickets, and I also found out, a lot of times with the tickets, like in Las Vegas and that, I found that it's better to go challenge the ticket and go to court on, because like the officer have to, unless the officer's on duty, if you challenge it, they set a court date. If the officer's on duty, they can show up to court. But if they're not on duty, they have to come in on their own time. Most of those officers don't want to sit there and bother, have to drive all the way downtown to a courthouse to testify on a speeding ticket or on something like that. On just a misdemeanor ticket. They don't want to. So you just sit there and challenge the court, and challenge it. And it gets down there, and they'll give you a court date and everything. It comes to the court date, it's dismissed because the officer ain't going to show up. And if they don't have the officer there to testify, they ain't got a case. Because it's your word against his, and they're going to give the preponderance to him. But if he don't show up, they got to dismiss the case. I had one guy sit there and try and delay it, and I'm like, no, I can't afford to sit there and keep coming and taking time off work. He had notice. If he chose not to show up, that's not my problem. The court, the judge
you're
is like,
taking time off of work. He has to take time off of work.
Exactly, and the judge is like, yeah, he's right. I'm not going to sit there and keep continuing because the officer doesn't want to show up. And so, but
did you win? Did you win?
Yes, the best one was the best ticket I ever had was actually here in Pahrump. I got ticketed by a highway patrol officer. Okay, guy was a complete dick and asshole. Okay, I'm not saying this guy, because he pulls me over, and I had been getting. Long story short, okay, or to shorten it, I had gotten in an accident about a year or so prior to that. And when, strangely enough, when the highway patrol officer calls that one, but I got in an accident and no problem, boom. Well, a year later, I get my bill for the insurance company, your car insurance, so I mail it in. Now here's the thing, I mailed it in, and I look, and it was like, I want to say let's say March 13th was the due date. On March 14th, they cashed my check and deposited it. Okay.
Yeah.
And then later on, I get these things in the mail saying, "Do you have insurance? If so, blah blah blah." And I put it down. Yes, we have insurance and this and that, and sent the cars back in. Well, lo and behold, what happened was, and I know the damn insurance company did this. Basically, my insurance was due on the 13th. They got the check and they waited till the 14th to cash it. That way they could sit there, because as I found out later on, they sent me a notice saying, due to your payment being late, we have chosen not to renew your insurance.
They did that on purpose.
Yeah, they held my check until the day after the due date so they can have that excuse.
Doesn't like the postmark
I don't
matter?
have the envelope. I don't have the envelope.
It necessarily depends on their rules.
Right, the postmark only tells when I sent it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. Well, so I immediately went and got new insurance. Right, but I had, but unbeknownst to me, I had been without insurance that whole time. For like a month.
Yeah, but they need to tell you.
Yeah, because they didn't they didn't sit there and say reject or anything. They cashed my check, and then a month later, I get a letter in the mail. I get a letter and a check in the mail saying that due to your payment being received late, we have chosen not to renew your insurance. Blah blah blah.
I have no time.